Very good morning students, myself Ashrit sir. Again once again I am back to discuss about the chapter 3 water, and this is the third part we are discussing, that is some terms we are discussing now: hydrated and anhydrous substance. What is hydrated substance? A crystalline substance that contains a definite number of water molecule. A crystalline substance that contains a definite number of water molecules is called a hydrated substance. Okay, so for example, Glober salt, sodium sulfate dot 10H2O, washing soda, sodium carbonate dot 10H2O, gypsum, calcium sulfate dot 10H2O, green vitriol, ferrous sulfate dot 7H2O, blue vitriol, that is copper sulfate 5H2O. Like this, so many examples are there which are having this water molecules, a definite number of water molecules. Here 10 water molecules, 10, 2, 7, 5, like this. There are definite number of water molecules which a salt is containing, which is called hydrated substance. There are so many examples are also given in your book. You have to remember those formulae. Clear? Now we will discuss what is water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? Okay, fine. The water molecules that form part of the structure of the crystalline substance. So normally these hydrated substances are crystalline in nature, and the water molecule that forms part of the substructure of a crystalline substance is called water molecule. It is a part of the structure. Okay, as it is not free water, therefore it doesn't wet the salt. It is not the free water so that it will wet the salt. It is a part of the structure. It is the part of the structure of the crystalline substance. Okay, next, anhydrous substances. When a hydrated substance are heated above 100 degrees centigrade, means what? The water molecules will evaporate. So they lose their water of crystallization. Which one? The water molecules which are the part of the substance. The compound loses their water of crystallization. Then they become amorphous. Amorphous means a powdery form. This is now called anhydrous substance. Okay, so again you have to remember the definitions. What once again I am telling: when the hydrated substance are heated above 100 degrees centigrade, they lose their water of crystallization. They become amorphous, and this is now called anhydrous substances. Okay, there are certain important points to remember. I made it as a note. What is that? The water of crystallization is responsible for the color and the crystalline nature of the salt. What is that? The water of crystallization is responsible for the color and the crystalline nature of the salt. Okay, but that doesn't mean that all the crystalline substances are having the water of crystallization. So, but many crystalline substances do not contain water of crystallization. Okay, next we'll discuss about another term, efflorescence. What is this? Efflorescence is a phenomenon. What is that? In which a substance on exposure to air, when the substance is exposed to air, it loses a part or whole of their water of crystallization and is called efflorescence. This process or this phenomenon is called efflorescence, and the salts are called efflorescent salts. So due to this, the crystalline salt crumbles to a powder. The crystalline salt crumbles to a powder. So some examples I have taken, like washing soda, Glober salt, blue vitriol. All these are the salts which are called efflorescent salts, which shows the phenomena which is called efflorescence. So what is this? Once again I am telling, on exposure to air, it loses a part or whole of their water of crystallization. It is called efflorescence. Okay, Then next we will discuss deliquescence. What is deliquescence? Certain water soluble salts when exposed to air. Understood? Certain water soluble salts when exposed to air absorbs sufficient moisture from the atmosphere or air and completely dissolve in it and forms a saturated solution. See, most important, you have to remember the definition. It is the phenomenon, deliquescence is the phenomenon when a certain water soluble salts when exposed to atmosphere, it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and completely dissolve in it to form a saturated solution. This phenomenon is called deliquescence, and the salts are called deliquescent salts. So some examples I have taken: caustic soda, that is sodium hydroxide, caustic potash, copper nitrate, zinc nitrate. Okay, now we'll discuss another term, that is hygroscopic substance. What is this? These are the substances when exposed to atmosphere at ordinary temperature absorbs moisture without dissolving in it. Here what we discussed in case of deliquescence, it absorbs the moisture, dissolve in it to form a saturated solution. But in case of hygroscopic substance, it absorbs the moisture without dissolving in it. Some examples like calcium oxide, concentrated sulfuric acid, phosphorus pentoxide, and silica gel. These are some examples what we are discussing. Now, two terms are there, very interesting but confusing terms, that is drying agent and dehydrating agents. What are they? See, drying agent means the substance which can readily absorb moisture from other substance without reacting chemically. Once again I am repeating, the substances which can readily absorb from the other substance, readily absorb what? Moisture from the other substance without reacting chemically with them. Okay, these are called drying agents. These are also called desiccants or desiccating agents. Some examples we can take as zinc chloride, anhydrous calcium chloride, and magnesium sulfate, etc. are the examples. So what is drying agent? It absorbs moisture from other substance. Once again I am repeating, it absorbs moisture from other substance without reacting chemically with them. Okay, these are called desiccants or desiccating agents, or you can say drying agents. So another one is the substance which can remove even the chemically combined water molecules from the compounds. Okay, what is that? Can you identify this copper sulfate dot 5H2O? This is the blue vitriol. This is blue vitriol. Okay, so here this 5H2O is the definite number of water molecule attached to copper sulfate, which is the water of crystallization, and when the substance is reacting which removes this water molecule, chemically combined water molecule, to separate these two, these are called dehydrating agents. What is that? The substance which can remove even the chemically combined water molecules from the compounds are called dehydrating agents. Clear? This is the difference. Okay, therefore an example you can take concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid when treated with this blue vitriol, it removes the water molecule or water of crystallization. So what happens? This blue vitriol is blue in color, blue crystal in color. It changes to white amorphous powder. Okay, so it crumbles to amorphous powder. So this is the compound sulfuric acid. You can take an example. Now this is the end of this part 3 what we are discussing, and next part we will discuss about the soft water and the hard water. Okay, so certain definitions we have discussed. Again I am going back: drying agent, dehydrating agent, hygroscopic substances, then deliquescence, and the salt is called deliquescent salts. Then we discussed efflorescent substances, then anhydrous substances, then what is water of crystallization. Like this we have discussed. Even we discussed also the